The opening round of the 2020 ATV Motocross season featured wild action right from the start, as Daytona International Speedway's carousel first turn claimed victims off the gate every time. And then the track broke more hearts as Jeffrey Rastrelli went out with rear suspension problems. Up front, Yamaha men Chad Wienen and Thomas Brown battled for the lead, with championship rival Joel Hetrick in tow from third. Nick Janusa went out with mechanical problems of his own, and on the final lap, Joel Hetrick dug deep to try to steal second. He and Brown collided and both nearly crashed, with Brown getting the short end and finishing 8th. Wienen took a big win over Hetrick, with newcomer Alan Myers taking third. The stage is set for another classic, Aonia Pass in Georgia, round 2 next. The fastest ATV motocross riders in the world have gathered here at Aonia Pass in Washington, Georgia. It's the AMA Pro Racing ATV National Motocross Championship. This track has hosted some great races through the years, went off the schedule for a while, but it is a haven for ATVs these days. Wide, fast, flowing, really set up well for a field that has grown big time in 2020. A lot of new riders: Logan Stanfield, Brogan Geyer, Bryce Ford, Cody Ford. So many new, young, talented riders on the scene. Then you've got the old school squad. Wesley Lewis still fast, Nick Janusa still fast. And Brandon Hogue made a big breakthrough at our opener, winning a heat race. Jeff Rastrelli had bad luck. He wants to return to the front. Noah and Hayden Mickelson looking good on their Hondas. Wesley Wolf was quick, almost inside the top 5 of the opener. Thomas Brown, Alan Myers, podium level riders at the opener, but it was Myers on the box.
Coming off the first pro podium at Daytona here at Aonia Pass, looking for a repeat. I was super stoked at the podium at Daytona. It was a dream come true, to say the least, but looking to do that here again at Aonia. It's super hot here, track looks super rough, and I'm excited to get to it.
Myers third at the first race. Second went to Joel Hetrick. It was hard earned. Daytona just always throws a curveball his way. Let's check in.
What's up, guys, here at Aonia Pass. Starting back up racing after this whole deal. Super pumped to get back at it, and it's a hot day here. Track looks really good. Bunch of split lines, should be good for passing. Real fast track, which I like. We've been doing a lot of work, motor testing, getting our bike dialed in for this, and I think we're ready to rip. We've made a lot of progress over the past 60, 70 days we've been off, and we're just finally ready to get back to it and keep racing. And obviously my goal is to win every time I go out in the track, but I'm not going to put myself in a bad position right off the bat. I've been there before, and it's hard to dig out of that hole. So I just want to stay focused, stay healthy, and run my consistent laps. And I think my speed this year is really good, and I'm hoping that'll show this weekend.
Yeah, he did have some crashes at Daytona, but he did salvage that second, so he's in a good position. There's Myers, Hogue. A lot of riders lined up. We'll have the first moto when we return. ATV Motocross is brought to you by Rocky Mountain ATVMX and by CST Tires. Let's go qualifying here. We'll put the riders out on the track. We'll put the stopwatch to them. Didn't get to show you that action at Daytona because we had 2 sets of heat races there. Now we're back to the traditional 2-moto format with everybody in it, both motos counting for the overall. Look at the speed thrown down by Chad Wienen. Pumped to have the red backgrounds on his number plate this week. Points leader again. Going back to the class blue of the number plate is Hetrick. We'd like to have the points lead by the end of this weekend. There's Alan Myers riding the wave after that podium at the opener. Young rider out of Tennessee. Bryce Ford, new to the pro class this year, battled inside the top 5 at Daytona for most of the day. A lot of hype around this kid, and with good reason. And Brandon Hogue, with those distinctive colors, beat Chad Wienen for a heat race win at our last event, so he's fired up also. There's Wesley Wolf in the 741 throwing it down. It's quiet early in the day. The opener came back strong. Wes Lewis, 7th at the opener. See if he can get inside the top 5 today. Thomas Brown, always a contender, got a little points hole to dig out of after the last lap crash and collision with Hedrick. The Mickelson boys, Hayden and Noah, they'll be quick today. Logan Stanfield, a rookie, had some good starts. The first race of the year, and remember we had that big long COVID break. We'll see how much the kids have picked up the game, like, again, the Ford brothers. And Troy Hill, another rookie, this one out of Oklahoma. Love how well this track flows. The likes of, that's Hayden Mickelson there. And this is Nick Janusa looking to get back toward the front after a rough opener with mechanical problems. Same thing for Jeff Rastrelli. Just gonna wipe that one clean. That was a terrible opener for him. Joel Hetrick is your fast qualifier at Aonia Pass. No surprise, he is the fast qualifier in ATV motocross more often than not. But Chad Wienen brings his best stuff in the races. After winning the opener, he's your points leader.
Arriving here at Aonia Pass MX, coming off that first round in March, a big win there at Daytona. It seems like forever ago since we raced, just having you know, the COVID-19 outbreak, and it's good to be back here racing though. It really feels good to be back at the track. Pretty hot this weekend, and we're looking to have a good showing. I've been down in Florida, just training there, and so I'm ready for the heat. I think the biggest thing this weekend, like, they changed the track around quite a bit from the last time we were here in 2014, and the track actually looks really good. Looks fast, but really good. A lot of option lanes, so should make for really good racing, and we're excited to get out there and get our tires in the dirt and go see what we can do.
Yeah, split lanes, often a good concept, but will it actually execute and make the track passable? We'll find out with our first moto after this. ATV Motocross is brought to you by Rocky Mountain ATVMX and by CST Tires. We're back. Jason Wygant here to give you the call. ATV Motocross Moto 1, Round 2, Aonia Pass. Super hot and humid today, and we'll see how that affects the riders in these motos. Let's drop the gate. We're on board with Joel Hetrick. And Hetrick gonna power his Phoenix Racing Honda to the front. Quickly as Chad Wienen behind him, so the two championship contenders year in and year out. Could be a showdown, but you give the early lead to Hetrick, anything can happen. He can easily check out here. We'll find out. Good job by Rastrelli. It looks like he's up to third, and Wienen doing all he can to keep the number one inside, and almost throws it away, does the 44. Look at Rastrelli looking to take advantage of that. It's down to the inside with the Rocky Mountain ATVMX on board. Well, here's a split lane that might work out if he can get through the rollers. Hard to get through the rollers, bigger than the big man from Illinois. Wienen throws it down and holds Rastrelli off, but Rastrelli not giving up. This is fantastic action early. Let's see if Rastrelli can mount another attack. I think the riders are trying to figure out where the water was thrown down. We had dust in spots, but that inside line for Rastrelli, very slippery. Still almost made the pass. Gonna try again. The split lane's really working here. Nice bounce back for Rastrelli, who had all sorts of problems at our opener in Daytona. He is back with a vengeance. Attacking Wienen in every corner. Oh! And Hetrick is off the racetrack. Really got the sense that the riders were just tiptoeing around on this opening lap, trying to figure out where the water was, what were the best lines through the split lanes, and it bit Hetrick this time. And the ever-consistent Chad Wienen taking advantage. Hetrick has to speed, Wienen just doesn't make mistakes, and that's why you see such great championship fights between these two. It's two different ways to slice it. And it often brings us down to the end of the year, very close in points. Hetrick on a charge now. So fun to watch when he gets it unwound, and he's going to have to get around Rastrelli and try to hunt down Wienen. Rastrelli is fast today. You can hear them going for it. Brandon Hogue, another nice run building up there in fourth, ahead of Thomas Brown. And Alan Myers looking good again behind them. Hetrick going after Rastrelli. He's going to have the inside of the split. Almost goes down again. Oh, can't get the drive. Rastrelli really letting it hang out. But with this heat and humidity, you've got to wonder who has the strength to hold on to the end. So much intensity at the front right now. It looks like this time the pass has been made. So Hetrick up to second. Will he be able to run down Wienen? This should be fun. Rastrelli giving us the view from third. And Hetrick is closing the gap. And a little mistake on the entry to that corner by the 44 of Wienen, and Hetrick's even closer. Wienen looking over. Not the best defense here. Lead is already gone, and now I think he's trying to figure out how to stop Hetrick from getting around him. Saw a race last year where it was just unbelievable how wide Wienen was able to make that Yamaha. Hetrick didn't talk any trash after the race, but he couldn't have been too happy about that. We have the split lanes here though, so you won't be able to block everywhere. The problem though with the split lanes is the riders often start to figure out, even if one section is a 1/10 of a second quicker, obviously it's worth going the fastest way. Sometimes the split lanes become very one line. We'll see if Hetrick can use any of them to get around the very cagey veteran at the lead. Oh! Rastrelli down hard and into the fence. Let's sort this out. We'll be right back. ATV Motocross is brought to you by Rocky Mountain ATVMX and by CST Tires. Back here at Aonia Pass in Georgia, Wienen, Hetrick battling it out, but we have to get the replay of that huge crash with Jeff Rastrelli before we went to break. Oh! Now the fence did his job. He would have fallen off of that tunnel, and that's probably 10, 12 feet high, and that would have been a disaster. So a good thing that fence was actually there to catch him. Injury would have been worse. Meanwhile, what a battle here. Thomas Brown and Brandon Hogue. Brown able to rip it away, and that's what Hetrick wants to do to Chad Wienen's lead now. Where can he get him? Oh, and he does it. He squares him up on the exit of that corner. Gonna run it hard down to the inside of the split lane. Wienen's on the inside. Hetrick got to run the wide line. They almost come together. Hetrick makes it stick. What a comeback. Went off the track earlier with the lead, went back to third. Wienen's not done. He's on the inside. Almost took advantage of the mistake, but Hetrick just able to keep it on the racetrack and still leads here. Man, some great racing early in the day in Georgia. I think Hetrick wanted to play it smart, but once he got shuffled back with that early off-track excursion, he had no choice but to really turn up the wick. Nick Janusa's crew cheering him on. He's in a battle with Bryce Ford. So again, we got the new kids and some of the established players duking it out inside the top 5 this year. But up front, no surprise. Hetrick, Wienen, long gone from the rest of the field. Hey, look at this. Rastrelli is back. Cruising slow, but looks to be uninjured after the huge crash. White flag is out now. And look at the lead Joel Hetrick has now over Chad Wienen. That is impressive. He's gone, folks. Getting blocked by a lap rider. Luckily, he has a big lead to play with, but tough to get around. I think that's one of the Ford brothers. Now Hetrick is clear to run for the Moto win. Janusa over Ford. And that's going to be your top 5. And Alan Myers, another solid run. Here it is. Hetrick, the checkered flag, a hard-earned one. Thomas Brown, shout out to him for coming through traffic to finish up in third, right behind Wienen. Getting ready for Moto number 2. Again, it's very hot, very humid today. These guys have got to be whooped already, and we've got another Moto in store. Bad jump out of the gate there for Janusa. Certainly a good one for Hetrick. Can he hold the inside in turn 1? He does. So an instant replay of the start of the first Moto. Well, except you had Rastrelli up there the first time. He had a bad gate pick based on that crash, and he's got a lot of traffic in front. So it's Hetrick and Wienen at the front again. Looks like Hogue and Brown next. Let's see what Hogue can do. Can he keep up with Hetrick and Wienen? No one's going to keep up if Hetrick gets through sections like that, just dancing across the top of the rollers and already pulling away. There is no doubt Joel Hetrick is hands down the fastest man in this game. Oh, Rastrelli just taking facefuls of roost. And honestly, it's not like Hetrick is unbelievably inconsistent. He might throw in, at worst, maybe 2 motos a year where he's not up on the podium. The problem is that Wienen is always on the podium. And I'm sure Hetrick is looking at a lot of these championships as ones that got away. He's won 2 of the last 3 years, and he would like to make it 2 in a row in 2020. Got the standard crew, the Yamaha boys there behind him, Wienen and Brown. So a lot of hype around the kids moving up to the class, but today the podium spots have pretty much been dominated by the standard fare. Rastrelli, nice bounce back in 4th. Ty Hudson with mechanical problems is out. Best battle to watch right now, Rastrelli, Hogue, Ford. Bryce, the rookie, nice move there as Hetrick continues to pull away. ATV Motocross is brought to you by Rocky Mountain ATVMC and by CST Tires. Hammer down for Joel Hetrick. It is a thing of beauty to watch when he's riding with this kind of fury. He has pulled a big gap over Chad Wienen and the rest of the field, and it's the way Hetrick needs to manage this championship. It just never works for him at the opener in Daytona. Come back, try to win round 2. Meanwhile, this battle, Hogue, Rastrelli, and Ford, that has been the best one on the track to watch as Hetrick keeps laying it down. Let's check back in with these guys. Rastrelli on the inside, and that inside, ruts got too deep, he got hung up. Hogue gonna take it back. Side by side through the air we go. Really impressed. Hogue has stepped up the game big time this year. Not quite up to Hetrick Wienen standards, but he is battling with riders we did not see him battling consistently with in 2019. Woo! Man, that's impressive. Hetrick really putting it down on the Phoenix Racing Honda. He has it under control. White flag now out. Thomas Brown, by the way, haven't seen much of him. He's all alone in 3rd. And Hogue and Rastrelli going at it. No, it's actually Nick Janusa has caught Rastrelli. He's going to take away 5th here in the last lap. Shuts the door on him. So nice comeback. Remember, Janusa with the terrible start coming through. Meanwhile, a good start for Hetrick, and he's going to lead every lap of this moto. Well, you're seeing one of the most talented riders to ever race ATV motocross, and he's in his prime. It is just fun to watch, even if he's got the big lead. And he's looking to go 1-1 here. Chad Wienen, another podium, but did not have the speed to keep Hetrick in sight today. Brown, Hogue, and Janusa, top 5 in the moto.
Man, here at Aonia Pass, just got off the track, jumped in the cooler, and now we're cooled off and cleaned up for the day, man. Super pumped to be back racing. Aonia Pass here in Georgia had us out here. Both motos went great today. Super excited on that. First moto, not a great start. Second moto, not a great start, but way better than the second one. Kind of just
rode her in for third, but man, I definitely want to keep pushing further up for the next rounds.
Second first moto, had a good run going the first moto. Joel made a mistake and I got around him, and Joel just had a little bit more pace than me today, but I felt really good on my fitness. It was hot out here today and my recovery was really good, so I was really happy with that, and it's very great to be back, and you know, it's good to see everybody and back at the races, and you know, enjoying this with the family, and just getting out of here safe and on to the next one. And big props to the guys at Aonia Pass. They put on a good racetrack today for us, and you know, my sport group.
Killer day today. Started off with first in time qualifying, put me in a good position for gate pick, and ripped both hole shots. And first moto, I was leading and made a huge mistake before the finish line, blew off the track. Got back going, you know, relatively fast, and made a pass on Jeffrey probably before halfway for second, and then 3/4 of the race, I had a clean pass on Chad for the lead and just never looked back, and just felt really strong today in the heat, and you know, I'm just fortunate to be on top again. Moto 2, ripped the start, never looked back, put down really consistent laps, I felt like, hit my marks, and I was just able to, you know, scope the track out really good and find good lines. I feel like that was able to get me a little edge on Chad today, and you know, congrats to the Phoenix team. You know, I'm super pumped to be back racing, and you know, on the red plate now, heading into Muddy Creek.
We'll show you how Joel Hetrick won this one. Real quick, CST Tires recap. Yeah, he had the lead early in the first moto. Wienen tried a pass attempt, didn't work. Then Hetrick off the racetrack. That shifts him back to third behind Wienen and Jeff Rastrelli. Hetrick would make the move for second. And then Rastrelli into the fence. Luckily was unharmed, was able to come back and race Moto 2. And then Hetrick caught Wienen here in Moto 1, makes a pass, and then pulled away at a huge rate, wins the Moto with a pretty big gap. Moto 2, he gets the whole shot. There's Wienen right behind him. First couple laps were close, but man, was Hetrick fast. He pulled away. Best battle left was these guys, Hogue, Ford, Rastrelli, Janusa. It was Hogue ultimately taking that spot. Point standing, he's got Hogue and Myers in the top 5. The young kids behind the established guns. Hetrick leading Wienen and Brown. Man, great, exciting racing today in Georgia. I'm Jason Wygant. For everyone at Racer TV, we'll see you next time.